If you've ever wanted to feel stupidly overpowered without doing anything yourself, Solo Leveling is that fantasy in webtoon form. And if you still haven't read it yet, you're missing out. Hey, it's Top 10 Anything. I talk about anime, manga, and webtoons I'm obsessed with. And today I want to tell you why you need to read Solo Leveling, whether you've only watched the anime or you've never touched the story at all. I'll keep spoilers light. I'm going to hit three things: the story and pacing, the power fantasy, and the art and atmosphere. Story and pacing. On paper, it sounds basic. Weakest hunter in the world gets a system and starts leveling up. We've all seen that idea before, but Solo Leveling makes it feel way more brutal and addictive. Jin-Woo isn't just kinda weak, he's an actual joke. Other hunters treat him like dead weight, and he's one bad dungeon away from never going home. That's what makes every tiny win feel huge. When someone starts at the absolute bottom and you watch them climb step by step, it hooks you fast. Very early on, there's a dungeon that changes everything. No spoilers, but the vibe goes from "this is dangerous" to straight up horror in seconds. It stops feeling like a normal raid and turns into a death game. That moment tells you, this world does not care about you. People die, rules break, and side characters do not have plot armor. It sets the tone for everything that comes after. On top of that, the pacing is built to be binged. Almost every chapter ends with some "wait, what?" moment. A new quest, a new enemy, a new skill, a new problem. The loop is always dangerous dungeon, crazy reveal, level up, new power, even worse danger. And Jin-Woo's goal stays simple for a long time: never be that weak again. No confusing politics at the start, just "I refuse to be useless." It's easy to follow, even when you're half asleep saying, "Okay, one more chapter." Fine, one more. Power fantasy. Solo Leveling is pure power fantasy, but it works because you feel every level up. When Jin-Woo levels up, it's not just numbers on a screen. You see it in the fights. Monsters that almost killed him earlier become warm-ups. Bosses that were nightmares turn into farming material. So when he finally becomes stupidly overpowered, it doesn't feel cheap. You watched the grind. Instead of, "ugh, he's too broken," it's, "yeah, he earned that. Now destroy them." The system itself feels like its own character. It doesn't just hand him free power. It punishes him, traps him, throws insane quests at him. Sometimes it feels more like a cursed contract than a blessing, so even when he's strong, he's never fully safe. And then there's the Shadow Army. Turning your enemies into your soldiers is already S tier, but the way Solo Leveling does it is pure peak hype. Watching Jin-Woo name his shadows, build his army, and call them out in battle never gets old. It's one of those powers where you think, if I got isekai'd, I want this ability. Art and atmosphere. One of the biggest reasons I tell people to read Solo Leveling instead of just waiting on more anime seasons is the art. The fights are super clean. You can follow the action, the speed, the impact. Where other series get messy in big battles, Solo Leveling stays readable and cinematic. Because it's a full-color webtoon, the lighting and colors do a ton of work. Dungeons feel cold and dangerous. Jin-Woo's powers have that sharp blue-black glow. Shadows and magic look like they're lighting the scene. It's the kind of series where almost any panel could be a wallpaper. Why read it if there's an anime? So why read it if there's already an anime? The webtoon is the original experience. You get the story the way it was meant to be told. Full fights, original pacing, the exact panel flow. No cutting content to fit one episode. No waiting a year for the next season. You just keep swiping and suffering happily. And when you read it, you control the pace. You can stop on a panel that looks insane, reread a moment you loved, or binge an entire arc in one night. Even if you've seen the anime, the webtoon still gives you more. Little expressions, details, and angles that just hit harder in the original art. At the end of the day, Solo Leveling isn't trying to be the deepest, most complex story ever. It knows exactly what it wants to be. A clean, addictive, insanely pretty power fantasy where a nobody becomes a nightmare. If you've been unsure about reading it, take this as a sign from me. Start Solo Leveling. Read a few chapters. Then come back and tell me you didn't get hooked. If you enjoyed this and you want more anime, manga and webtoon content like Solo Leveling, Tower of God, Jujutsu Kaisen and more, drop a like, subscribe to Top 10 Anything and comment which series you want me to talk about next. Thanks for watching and don't forget to level up, at least in fiction.